Evening guys, hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You'll know what I'm talking about already because of the things behind me. Yeah, it's probably not the best outfit together, but I only had the one hanger. So basically I'll be talking about the star jumper I featured on my blog last weekend. And I'm also going to talk about a sexy little brown leather I picked up this week as well, which hopefully there might be a blog post on. To be honest, I've not even decided what the blog post is going to be this weekend. Basically, it's just one day during the week. I'm going to go and meet my mate in Newcastle after this. So I just thought I'll jump on YouTube, talk to you a little bit about pretty much nothing at all, and go to Newcastle and see what happens. So I did. To be honest, it's only Tuesday, and I'm recording this obviously previous to Sunday. Hello Sunday. Let's hope it was a decent weekend. And I went through Newcastle yesterday as well. Oh no, sorry, was it yesterday? No, it was the day before. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Sorry, it's not even Tuesday, it's Wednesday. I didn't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, went through Newcastle on Monday because I was like, right, let's do a film. I've not done a film in a while, especially on something a little bit more different to what I'd normally do a film on. So obviously I love doing films about a person wearing something, blah blah blah. So it's quite hard for me to do other things, but I like, you know, challenging the old self. So I challenged myself to do like a Newcastle, sort of not like a tour, but like just my favourite bits in Newcastle presented on film in a rock and roll, cool black and white way, as you do. So yeah, I went through Newcastle on Monday. It took me about 2.5 hours to film it. Pretty good, just got the train through. And I just did sort of really cool little locations in Newcastle, sort of like to fall back in love with the city. I've spent a lot of time, I want to spend more time. So yeah, I did that, it was quite good. I edited it on Tuesday, so it only, say if I had like 2.5 hours, I was out for 2.5 hours, I filmed for about 40 odd minutes. It takes me such a long time to like, the editing process of like choosing the best clips in that 40 to like narrow down to like 1 minute. So out of those 40 minutes, I got to choose all the best stuff, which is a minute. I wanted to get it to like 30 or 45, but I felt like I just liked the way it was, so I kept it as like 59 seconds or whatever it was. But yeah, it's cool. If you've not checked it out, head across to my Instagram, at the UNIDENTIFIEDrocker. It's on my feed, it's on my little highlighted film highlights, and yeah, check it out. I thought it was quite cool, decent, a little bit different, and I thought, why not give it a try. What's been happening in the old life? Well, to be honest, nothing much. Things are like, it's sort of like, there's things there and there's things working in the background, but everything seems to be like stale and like nothing happening. It's so bad for like the old self-esteem. That ain't going very well, I'll tell you that at the minute. And just like general, do you know when you like progress? It's like, I know obviously you only see I've seen that picture and it's like, the tip of the iceberg. Only people see the tip of the iceberg, the best bits, but what takes you to the tip is all the shit underneath the sea that no one ever sees. I think that's where I am, so I'm like sort of like 50 metres under, just like literally floating with all these things that could possibly happen or could eventually turn into something, but there's nothing there. And it's just like, well, it's not nothing there, it's more annoying. If there was nothing there, I'd be like, oh, well, at least there's nothing there. There's things there, but they're just not progressing. So it's like, oh, here's the thing you could have. Yeah, you're not going to get it just yet. You can just sit for another couple of weeks and do bugger all. So that's why I went out and did a film in Newcastle, take my mind off things. But yeah, it's I'm still finding it pretty hard, I'm not going to lie. And hopefully I want to go meet my mate, get a little, you know, when you talk to a mate, it's all about the talking. So yeah, I want to sort of like de-stress, possibly over a pint. Newcastle, pints, beers, it might happen. To be honest, it can't because I ain't got that much money. That's another factor in it as well. Like, I think a lot of the things I like to do, I get via socialising. And since I haven't got the money, it's like a vicious circle. So it's like, oh yeah, you could go out and meet people and go to bars and like talk to people behind the bars, get work, meet people, or I do this business or class, I do films. Like, just get together like that, and that's how I sort of, that's where all my connections get made. But since I haven't got the money, so I can't get to that connection point in the first place. So that's a nightmare, finding that a nightmare. And I've been watching quite a few. I went back and I've sort of like, I've not watched other people's YouTubes for so long, and it's something like I used to love to do. I used to love watching people's YouTubes. So like this week, since I've had I found myself like after 10 o'clock just sitting bored and then watching YouTubes. That's what I used to do years and years ago. So it's been good, and like there's been YouTubes where they've answered like, you do question and answer YouTubes, blah blah, and I found those really interesting, so I don't know what to do with one of those, but it's given me a few little ideas knocking around in the old brain. But yeah, mates, I mean Valentine's Day was rough, very, very rough. Not as rough as the day after because I had 2 bottles of wine, but I found that pretty hard. But my mate came round and he sort of rescued me from the situation which I was going to be in, which to be honest would have been pretty bad. He was like, right, come round. Obviously he'd just been on a date with his girlfriend, they moved in together, so I went round their house. Classic, third wheel, lovely job. And to be honest, I had a really good night. There's some really bad videos of me singing Robbie Williams together with him while his girlfriend sat on the couch going, what are these two literally doing? But it was funny, got me through, which was pretty good. And those are the same like group I'm going away with. I think it's like next weekend. It's insane. So next weekend is the stag do. That's been something that's getting me through, even if it's like it was been so far in the distance, and now it's like next weekend. So it's that'll be really, really cool. So we're going to the classic stag do place. I'm not even going to bother saying it because you probably know. But yeah, it'll be funny, it'll be cheap, it's probably just what I need, so I'm looking forward to that. That's a good thing to look out for. But yeah, like I just want to work, and I'm just finding it so hard because it's like I feel like I don't know anyone up in Newcastle anymore. It's a challenge. But anyway, I'm going ahead with it. This is YouTube, this is me. No one's probably even watching this, but who cares? It's good for me, I like doing my blogs, I like doing my YouTubes, blah blah blah. Cool, right, let's get talking about, there he is, he's got it eventually. He could have just like got up and got it, but no, I sat down. We'll talk about this first because obviously this is already featured across on my blog. It probably looks shit on this horrible wooden hanger, nevertheless, here it is. So, it's quite an odd one. I found this and it's sort of like, I didn't buy it straight away either. It sort of just set on my mind. I was like, oh, remember that star jump, man? Yeah, it was good, it was good jump. I remember that. But it's sort of, I was doing that for days, and then I was on the line, online on the website and checking it out. I was like, you know what? I think it definitely is cool. It's definitely cool. I was sort of like 50-50. I was like, can someone, like a guy, pull this jumper off? And I think I sort of did it justice. I'm not too sure. You might have to go and have a look at my blog last weekend. But yeah, I thought I got some pretty cool photographs in it. But yeah, great star jumper. That obviously sprang out to me when I saw it straight away. It was actually styled on a mannequin. I was going through Marks and Spencer's, as you do, straight to the food section, my favourite section in Marks and Spencer's. But yeah, this caught my eye, and I was like, I would never ever expect to get something in the women's knitwear section in Marks and Spencer's. But yeah, that's where it's from. Pretty crazy. So yeah, it's an all-round star print. I love these stars because obviously they're different sizes, but all of them are quite large. You do get quite, I mean, I've got star shirts, I've got star scarves, all with like quite a small motif of print. So it's quite nice to see like a larger star on a jumper. It reminded me a little bit like a Bella Freud type of print. It's probably what they're going for as well. But yeah, it's just sort of like, I saw it in store, I was like, right, let's just get to the food, but it was still on my mind. And then I got back, days and days and days, still thinking about it, went online, I was like, right, bang, let's just get it. But it did say it was quite small online. So I ended up getting a size 14, which, pardon me, which give me the length, obviously, in the arms, in the body, because obviously I'm quite tall, 6 foot, but obviously when you jump up a size it also gives you the width. So I didn't want to go too wide for me to be wearing like a huge, wide, oversized jumper. I just wanted, it's my mate, is he coming out? He literally doesn't know. Well, that's bad news. He's missing out, obviously. And yeah, I didn't want to get it too wide, so I was going to go for like a size 12. I actually got 12 and 14 to go like, oh, just send the other one back, that doesn't fit, I didn't know where I was. Obviously I know it's girls, so I'd have to jump up a few anyway, but I didn't realise to that extent. So yeah, the size 12 didn't fit, it was so small on the arms. The size 14 just about fit on the arms. It's still, if I'm going to really complain, but 15 quid, who cares, a tiny bit too short. But if I was wearing it underneath a biker jacket, underneath another jacket, I'd probably, no one's going to see the bottom of the arms. It's only like, it probably comes just above the wrist, but if you pull it, it'll sit where it is. But just when you stretch, it'll probably jump up that little bit. That's what I'm complaining about. It's not that bad. Size 14, if you're 6 foot, if you're like a sort of slim build, I'd probably say get that one. If you go to the 16, you're probably going to be like too wide in the body. But yeah, it's cool, I like it, and as I say, £15. Marks and Spencer's. I mean, even if you wear it a few times, you know what I mean, it's probably going to be worth it. But little things like this in my wardrobe, I always try and get the length out of them. So stuff in my wardrobe I've had for like 5-7 years, some pieces. If you look after it, it's always the same. So it's like a nice material. I think it's just is it a cotton? There we go. It's 100% acrylic. So yeah, it's an acrylic just jumper, pretty standard. It's quite a thin, but it's really soft, to be honest. It's really nice, obviously, when you get it on. It's quite a warm jumper as well. But yeah, it does the job, and I only bought it because of the print. It's just a standard jumper, you know what I mean? It's like, it's nothing too girly where it's like, alright, that verges on being, you know, a bit strange. But yeah, it's a jumper. Jumper's a jumper. Girls, it's got a cool print on it. Yes, please, I'll have it. I'll take it. Thanks. So that featured across on the blog. If you missed that one, you can go and check that out. You might have to scroll back, but as I say, I've not actually decided what's going to go on tonight. I want to do a YouTube, get it out of the way, get it sorted, and go and meet my mates. So yeah, that's already on there. Who knows what's going to be on tonight? It might be this, it might not be. But yeah, I found this again in a cool vintage shop. I keep on going back to the same vintage shop, and basically it's blatantly obvious now. I'm just buying the stock and like sort of selling it because I'm in there like quite a lot. But yeah, he's always got different pieces in, and it's always quite a nice little shop to like rake through. It's got so much stuff in. Even if you go twice, you might not see the item you see the third time. So this might have been in there for a while. It might have just been new in, but yeah, it's really cool. I just loved the chocolatey brown colour. Obviously, I've had those suedes on, the tan suedes. They're like obviously a light brown. This is a really nice chocolatey brown leather. Really cool. Again, this is what you find with vintage, especially when you see something that's either not your size, or you know it's a girl's, it's a guy's. With leathers, as I always say, which I've mentioned in these past few YouTube videos, who cares if it looks good? I say wear it. The buttons of this do fasten up the wrong way for a guy, so it's a girl's jacket. It is a size 12, but it does actually fit like a dream. I will put this one on to show you the how it, how it lies. Wait. There he is, collar out. Looks good. I love this bit of the collar. I actually think I might wear this to Newcastle today because it's not that bad outside. I think it's just okay for like maybe not the thickest jacket in the world. So it's a really nice leather. It looks really cool. Again, it's look at that, tiny bit short in the arms, but when I'm sort of like standing up, this is just because I'm all hunched over on this chair, it's obviously riding up the wrist a little bit. But yeah, it's a really nice leather jacket. So I reckon if I sit back, obviously you wouldn't know. It's really cool. It looks good. It reminded me of the, I think, is it the brown sort of tanned leather in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which one is it? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio wears? It's either Brad Pitt or Leonardo. But yeah, it's just really 70s style. That's what I want to like tell you. Obviously, that film reminds me of the film, the outfits, the sort of the, what's it called, the wardrobe? Yeah, the wardrobe of that film is really good. Love it. But yeah, I just thought the colour of this reminded me of that wardrobe. It's like a LA 70s vibe. I'm thinking the channels, it's really nice. It's got two little buttons, a couple of little hand warming pockets here, and it's got a nice sort of brown lining to it as well. But yeah, it's a jacket picked up. I think I'm going to sell it because obviously I've got way too many jackets in the old wardrobe, but I probably will wear it out today. So yeah, if you do get it, it might smell a little bit of the old Sauvage aftershave. but that's always a good thing, who cares? Yeah, so I might sell this. I don't know what the blog post is going to be on tonight. I don't know if there's going to be one. If there is one, it's probably more than likely going to be this, because I ain't got anything else to talk about. But yeah, I think, yeah, basically yes. It's probably going to be this. If not, I've obviously gone to Newcastle and got hammered. Either way, it's probably going to be a good day for me. And yeah, thanks for watching this YouTube. I really, really appreciate it. If you're still not subscribed to my YouTube and you've been watching for a while, why not subscribe? You may as well. Obviously, this is what I'm here for. Fashion, vintage fashion. Obviously, I might be selling a couple of pieces every now and again. It's not like a regular weekly occurrence, but it's basically anytime I find something like it, and be like, bang, someone else will really, really like that as well. So be along for that. Be along for the, you know, the classic Marks and Spencer's knitwear that everyone's missing out on. Be here for that. Yeah, so if you're not subscribed, give me a little subscribe. That would be absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. And yeah, obviously if you want to see a YouTube, or because I want to do like a bit of a question and answer thing, I don't know whether to do it on Instagram and get the messages from there, then talk about it, or you can drop me a message, tell me what you want to see, blah 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 in the comments. That'd be quite nice. If you're in Newcastle, if you fancy obviously a pint, yes please. If you wanna, if you know someone in Newcastle who wants a film doing, if you're a business, if you're a blogger, that's what I'm really, really struggling with. Like obviously Manchester is such a creative scene. This is what I really wanted to talk about as well. It's like everyone knows everyone. It's such a bigger city than what Newcastle is, and it's like this. Everyone knows who the creators are. Everyone knows who the bloggers are. Everyone knows who the filmmakers are. Everyone knows like what small independent brands they are. I'm like, I used to know Newcastle, and I think even back then I still didn't really know the sort of the, I don't know, the fashion people, the, you know, like the people who like clothes. Do they even exist in Newcastle? I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's what I'm really struggling with at the minute, is like like-minded people. Just like, all right, can I first of all feature you in a film? Do you want to do a film together? Do you want to do like something cool, something creative? Anything really. But it's just like, I just feel a little lost in Newcastle with like, even where do they all hang out? I need to go along. But yeah, it's just like, I'm going to these places and I'm like, there's literally, I can't see anyone who either looks like they like the same stuff as me, or, you know, has a blog, does something creative, music, blah blah blah. It's like, so if you're in Newcastle, if you know any, you know, bloggers, creatives, music people, bang bang bang, send me a DM on Instagram please, because I want to know where everyone goes. That sounds really old, like, I just want to know where the young people are at. I just want to know where they go, where they hang out, where they drink. I'm not that bloody old, I'll tell you that, thanks very much. But yeah, I really, really want to know, so hit me up. Thanks for watching this YouTube. It's probably been a long one, you've probably had a little bit of everything in there, and I feel like that's what I wanted to tell you, just to get it off my chest, to talk. Because I feel like all these YouTubes, the past few anyway, been shit. Because first of all, not in the best mood, not in the best place. But yeah, I just want to like get back into it, start talking, start rambling, start like, you know, all that. Basically what I've just done the past 5 minutes. A little bit of personality has to come out sometimes, but it's like, I just feel that's what's been lacking on my YouTube. I love doing YouTubes, but I've just not sat and just talked shit for ages. So if you enjoyed me speaking shit, just, you know, give it a like as well. Right, I'm going to stop there because literally I'm running low on time. I need to persuade my mate to come out, because he said he really didn't know. So that's what I'm going to do now. Paul Taylor, come out. See you in a bit.